This is our Vital ital, full of protein, full of minerals, full of antioxidants meal bowl we have here. People will call this Buddha bowl, but I call it a chakra aligned Vital ital meal bowl. So I remixed it. I remixed the viral Buddha bowl and made my own chakra aligned Vital ital meal bowl. Y'all get into this video on how we made this chakra aligned Buddha bowl with our homemade tahini sauce. Get into it. Ashe. Now let's dig in. Greetings all I and I's. How are all the I's doing out there on this lovely day? Today we're back with another Vital ital food video. We already got started. The main ingredient in our Buddha bowl is quinoa. So we're using tricolor quinoa. We just put it on there on the stove. So we gotta wait till that cooks. Then we're gonna saute our bell peppers and onions with our red cabbage and spinach. So we're gonna have some red cabbage and we're gonna have spinach, and it's a little bit of arugula in there. Y'all see that arugula? So we're gonna have that at the bottom. Then we're gonna put our quinoa, our tricolor quinoa on there. Then we're going to be sauteing these bell peppers, onions. So then we're going to be putting our butternut squash in there. So we're going to be putting that in the oven to roast. Also, we're going to be sauteing some tofu. So we have some tofu that we're going to cut up, saute. We're going to cut up and marinate. I also have, I already really have a marinade for it. This is that brown rice, and this is that brown rice flour and chickpea flour mixed. So I had already like tried to do this with like some mushrooms and stuff like that, but this is from me. This is the leftovers from the marinade that I used for my mushrooms. So we're going to use that to marinate this tofu with. So we're going to be cutting that up. So I'm just telling y'all all the ingredients. Then after everything is done, here, open this. Because I got to do it. Yeah, open it. Then after everything is done, we're going to make our homemade tahini sauce. This is sesame seeds. Tahini sauce is made from sesame seeds. So we're going to be blending this up. Probably not even going to be putting no seasonings in it. But if I taste it and we need some seasonings, then I'm going to put a little bit of seasonings on there. But this is at the end. We're going to drizzle it over all of it. So this Buddha bowl is full of protein, full of fiber, full of minerals, full of antioxidants, full of things that can cleanse your liver, full of minerals that can cleanse your heart space, respiratory system. Also good for all of our chakras. We got all the chakras in here. We got your root chakra. We got your heart with the greens for your heart. We got the purple for your crown chakra. We have the tricolored for your root chakra. And we have squash for your sacral chakra. So if you want to eat based off of your chakra, if you want to eat based off of the alignments of your chakra and to have them all balanced, get my frequency of you guidebook. The link will be in the comments or the description box, because we eat based off of the chakras of the week. We eat based off of our balancing our chakras. So this particular day, we are honing in on our purple, on our crown. Definitely honing in on our butternut squash, which is our sacral chakra. So our reproductive systems, we're honing in on that. Tofu is good for estrogen. So I know a lot of people be like, oh, tofu is soy and it's not really good for you. But if you're a woman, in moderation, tofu can help with your estrogen levels in moderation. We don't eat tofu every day. This is every once in a while. Y'all see, I barely even cook with tofu. I haven't really even cooked with tofu like that. But I did have some tofu scramble. Y'all check that video out when I was making tofu scrambled mock eggs. That's like basically the only thing that we made out of tofu on this channel. So today we are going to be making this tofu in our air fryer. We're going to be adding a little bit of water in here, and we're going to saute and marinate our tofu, and then we're going to put it in the air fryer. So while our quinoa is cooking, we're going to be chopping up some things and sauteing our tofu so we can go ahead and put that in the air fryer. And then once the quinoa is cooked, we're going to work on our butternut squash. So we're cooking the most things that cause the most times first. So that'll be the quinoa and the tofu. So let's go ahead and get started. The reason why they call it a Buddha bowl is because of the fulfilling of this bowl. It's a lot in one bowl, so that's why they call it a fulfilling meal, fulfilling bowl. So you can call this a protein bowl, you can call this a full of mineral bowl. You don't have to call it a Buddha bowl, but hey, that's the most popular name for what we're doing, so we're gonna just flow with it and call it a Buddha bowl. All right, so we're just gonna cut our tofu in squares. To be honest with you, I might not even cook all of it, but to be honest, I might. Well, yeah, I'm not going to cook all of it because I have another meal that we're going to be using. So we're going to be saving, like, yeah, let's just save this portion. And we're going to cut it in squares. I'm going to be making something else with that tofu. So yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what to cook next in the comments. Let me know what y'all like to see and what meal that I can make alternative of. So most people, you can have Buddha bowls different types of ways. Some people use tempeh, but hey, this is what we have access to. We have access to tofu right now. So we are going to be putting this tofu in the air fryer, sauteing it with our mixture of we still have some wild rice flour left over, and I just put some seasonings in there. So we're just gonna toss this in there and then probably just add just a little bit more seasonings on it, and then just put it straight in the air fryer. Alright, so now that we could put our tofu in squares, alright, now go ahead and put it in. So we're going to be sauteing. Alright, y'all, so like I said earlier, this is that wild rice flour mixed with chickpea flour. And it has just a little bit of seasonings in there, just a little bit. So what we're going to do, we're going to dump the tofu in there, slightly coat it. So we're just coating the tofu so we can put it in the air fryer. I'm not mushing it up or nothing because we still want that square. Alright, y'all, because some of it is mashed up. Alright, so we're just going to be putting this in the oven. Alright, so we're just going to slightly put that on there. We're also going to be putting some more seasonings on there on top of it. So this is not the all be all. This is not the finished coating. The tofu is really, really like, see how it's breaking and stuff. It's really, really soft. I even got the firm one. I didn't even get that much of a soft texture. I got the firm. I guess I need to get the extra firm next time. Put it in the air fryer. Oh gosh. It's sliding and stuff. So we're going to put it in the air fryer like that. Let's see if it has a little bit more room. We're going to fry it on 350 for about, let's try 30 minutes. I'm gonna check it at the 20-minute mark to see if it's crisped up. All right. This is some turmeric, and we're gonna put some paprika. All right, so we chopped up all of the red cabbage, spinach, and arugula, and the bell peppers and onions. And now we're putting it in our pan to saute. Yeah, so this is going to be on the bottom of our Buddha bowl, protein bowl, mineral bowl, full of ital, vital, meal bowl, whatever you want to call it. This is going at the bottom of it. Do it slowly, Egypt, so you don't waste it everywhere. Yeah, just put all of it in the pan. It's going to saute all the way down little, so don't worry about it overflowing. It's going to saute down a little bit. Yeah. This is a chakra alignment bowl, Buddha bowl. Chakra alignment protein bowl, as known as Buddha bowl. Full of electrolytes, full of antioxidants, antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory. Good job. Thank you, Egypt. Good job for helping. So now we're stirring our quinoa. Once our quinoa is done, we're going to be putting our butternut squash in here to boil. See, our quinoa is almost done. We're going to be putting the butternut squash, and then we're going to be checking on our tofu to see how that's going. We're also going to be chopping up some tomatoes to go in our quinoa, and also we're going to be having, at the end, we're going to cut up some avocado to have with it as well. All right, now we're putting the tomatoes in our quinoa. Quinoa's halfway done, so we're going to be putting our seasonings in. Alright, so we're adding some Italian seasoning. Stir it all the way up in big stirrs. Garlic powder, paprika, and turmeric. A little bit of salt. A little bit of paprika. Stir it in there. We're going to add a little bit of turmeric. Alright, stir everything in. Stir it big like this. Yeah, do it slow. Like this. Big and slow. Alright, y'all. The quinoa is finished. Quinoa is finished for our Ital chakra bowl, aka Buddha bowl. Now we're putting our chopped butternut squash in there so we can cook that. We're gonna boil our butternut squash, and we're gonna let that boil. Then we're gonna come back and saute our greens. So let's go ahead and put our greens on. Put some water on it. We're not putting no oil in it. We're just gonna let this boil. We're just gonna let this boil all the way up. Then we're gonna put some seasonings on there. We're gonna let it do its job for about 10 to 15 minutes. We're gonna let this saute on its own. We might add a little bit of coconut aminos to it and just a little slight seasons on there. Like, so right now I'm adding a little Italian seasoning mix. Then we're gonna put some little turmeric on it and coconut aminos. And we're gonna just sit there. So a little coconut aminos. Then we're gonna let it sit and saute. We're gonna have to let it sit and saute. This is some turmeric. Once it starts folding in, we're gonna stir it all into each other, and we're gonna be flipping it over once everything settles in for about 10 minutes. Then we're gonna flip it. All right, putting the lid on. Let that saute about 10 minutes or so. So I did flip the tofu around. As you can see, I flipped it around a little bit from it being on this side. So I flipped everything over. I put a little bit of more sauce on the top of it. I put a little bit more batter on there, sprinkled a little bit more seasons on there. So let's let it cook for additional 15-20 minutes. Alright y'all, so we're going to be letting our cabbage, spinach, and arugula, bell peppers, and onions simmer down a little bit. We just flipped it and folded it in from all the seasons that we put in there. Putting the top back on it, letting it simmer for a little bit, and then we're going to move on to our butternut squash. Alright y'all, so our chakra aligned vital bowl, aka Buddha bowl, is almost finished. We got the butternut squash for our chakra, our purple cabbage for our crown chakra, our spinach and arugula, and our avocado for our heart chakra. Then we have the tofu, sauteed the tofu for our sacral chakra and our root chakra. Also, we got some red tomatoes in there, tricolored quinoa for our root chakra. Alright, so now we're moving on to our sesame seeds. This is the last thing that we're cooking for our chakra aligned vital meal bowl. This is the last thing that we're preparing. We're going to be preparing the sesame seeds inside of our herbal grinder. We're going to blend it all the way up into a paste, and then we're going to put some water on there so it can be a sauce. So sesame seeds is aka tahini. When y'all see tahini sauce and all of that in the store, that's just sesame seeds grinded up with some water in it. So that's what we're going to be making, some tahini sauce to drizzle on top of our chakra aligned vital meal bowl, aka Buddha bowl. Alright y'all. Don't worry about that. That's really just cloves. Alright, now let's check it. Alright, so when you grind it up all the way, it's going to be, of course, a powder form. But now we're going to make a sauce into it. So let's just dump this into a bowl. Dump everything into a bowl. And then what you're going to do is you're going to add some water to it. That's all you're going to do. Scrape it all out. Fork it. This is how you make tahini sauce. Let me fork it out, put it in, and then I'm going to come back. Add some water to it. Alright, and y'all see how that's forming into a sauce? Let's put a little bit more in there. See? Well, yeah, I just tasted it. And if you want it like a little bit more smoother, pour it back in there. That just thickened it up just a little bit more. That just thickened it up just a little bit more. Of course, keep putting it in there until your desired consistency. In case you don't want to use that big blender, get you a coffee grinder. See? That's how you make tahini. This is how you make tahini sauce. Just like that. This is how you make tahini sauce. Now let's taste that. Wow. It tastes just like it, y'all. It literally tastes just like it. And this is your tahini sauce. This is the sauce that we're going to be drizzling over our chakra aligned bowl. Alright, y'all. So we have our bowl. We have all of our toppings for our chakra bowl. So first we're going to align everything. So we're going to put our greens and our cabbage at the bottom. Okay, we're going to line it like that. Then we're going to put a scoop. I'm going to put a scoop of our quinoa. A scoop of our quinoa right there. Then we're going to put a scoop of our butternut squash. Then we're going to put a scoop and we're gonna like layer it to where it's like this is showing as well. Hold on, wait. So we got a scoop of our tofu, and then we're gonna put a little bit more red cabbage and spinach right here. All right. Then we're gonna drizzle it with our tahini sauce. Alright, y'all. This is our chakra aligned Vital meal bowl, aka Buddha bowl. AKA Buddha bowl. You got the air fried tofu, the boiled butternut squash, the quinoa, tri-colored quinoa, and at the bottom we have our red cabbage, spinach, and arugula. Let's get into it, y'all. Alright, y'all, let's give it a taste test. Oh, y'all, I'm forgetting the avocado. Wow, I actually just seen that. Alright, y'all, I added some avocado to it. Let me drizzle a little bit of sesame on the avocado. So we have the avocado now. So yeah, this is our Vital full of protein, full of minerals, full of antioxidants meal bowl we have here. People will call this Buddha bowl, but I call it a chakra aligned Vital meal bowl. So I remixed it. I remixed the viral Buddha bowl and made my own chakra aligned Vital Ital meal bowl. Ashe, now let's dig in. So I'm gonna just go ahead and get a little bit off the end of it. I'm gonna try the butternut squash quinoa with a little bit of cabbage in the sauce. Let's try it. Okay, let's try the tofu. Yeah, let's try the tofu with the avocado. Alright. Let's try some more avocado with it. Yeah, it's hidden right there. The avocado is a good touch to it. Ashe. Good thanks and gratitude for y'all tuning in to another Vital food video. Y'all guys, make sure you guys comment, share, subscribe, and turn on them notification bells to get Vital meals and how to build sustainability and bartering movements in your community every single day. Ashe.